you guys, welcome back to my channel. It has been such a long time since I uploaded a video, but today we're just going to jump right into it and we're going to start talking about TMI questions you are too embarrassed to ask your friends or your parents, or you just don't have anybody to really go up to and ask these type of questions. I will be your virtual bestie and I'm going to tell you the things that I wish I knew when I was younger, and just things that I learned like throughout the years of trial and error. So if you have some TMI questions and you don't know who to ask, then keep watching this video. I already have my glass of wine because I feel like when I'm a little bit tipsy, I could give you the best advice. Do not drink if you are not 18 or older. I am not telling you to go get a glass of wine. I am not promoting alcohol whatsoever. But I just like to have me a little bit of wine when I do these sit downs because it just gets me in the vibes. First TMI question is how to pick the right guy, or how you know that you picked the right guy, or if you're like in the dating area, how to pick the right guy and make the right selections. First of all, you never know if somebody is the right person until they actually show you that they're not the right person. But there's definitely things that you could do to pick the right guy for you. You have to have qualities that you like in a man. Don't go out here, if you're in the dating scene, don't fall for the first guy that you see, and don't fall for a guy because he has a certain social status. Don't fall for a guy because he has a certain car, or he's dressing a certain way, because unless that is the type of lifestyle that you want to have, unless that is the type of, you know, relationship that you're looking for, 9 times out of 10 that person is not gonna have the qualities that you want, because you're literally just picking somebody because of the way that they look. And there's nothing worse than getting invested emotionally with somebody that never really had the qualities that you wanted in the long term. So the best way to date and select the right guy is to kind of break down what are the qualities that he has and what are the things that he brings into the table that you want for your future. For example, if you are a certain girl that you know, you're very structured and you want a guy that could eventually build a future with you, you want to start looking for men that, you know, have good credit, somebody that has a nice job, somebody that is respectful, somebody that has a good relationship with their family members. Seeing how they interact with family members is a really big tell on how they're going to treat you. If a man doesn't treat his mother right, if a man doesn't treat his sisters right, if he has siblings, if the man doesn't really have a good relationship with his parents, that right there, I mean, everybody has their own history, but that right there is gonna give you kind of the type of lifestyle that he's living and the type of mentality that he might have. So really look into this person's life, really look into this person's qualities before you make any selection, and that right there is gonna help you make the best decision. Nobody's gonna show you their true colors right away. You're not gonna know if you made the right decision right away. You have a higher chance of making a good decision or the right fit for you when you really take the time to analyze this person. Don't just look at this person because you're physically attracted to them. Look at everything this person could have to offer, and that is really going to give you a good intel in if this is the right person for you or not. How to make friends. This is a very important question because a lot of people don't know, and you start to realize this down the line, but the friendships that you make when you are younger kind of do impact the way that your future is structured in a way. Let's say you are in high school and you're in middle school and you surround yourself around the wrong crowd. You could easily get distracted and just start doing things that you probably wouldn't have done if you would have had a better friend group. So the best way to make friends and the best way to know that somebody is a good friend is just if they have the best interest in you, they don't peer pressure you to do things that you're uncomfortable. You know, it's somebody that has your back and you have their back. I'm not saying like your back like this person has to fight for you or do anything, but it's just somebody that's always there for you whenever you need advice, or somebody that you could always count on when you need a shoulder to cry on. The best way to make friends for me is just to look at people that I look up to. So somebody that I look up to that I feel like they have a good head on their shoulders, somebody that I feel like we're gonna get along because we're both going around the same path. When should you go to the OBGYN? This is a question that I wish I knew when I was younger, and a lot of parents and a lot of people don't really talk about OBGYN. I know my mom did talk to me about like the OBGYN and, you know, vaginal health and all that good stuff, but going to the OBGYN is extremely important. First of all, there are girls out here that are in their mid-20s that have been sexually active since they're like 16, 15 and still have not gone to the OBGYN. Do not be that person. If you're a female, if you're a girl and you are sexually active, even if you are 16, 15, whatever the age is, you should be going to the OBGYN. That is a specialist, and she is, well, not she or he, there are specialists in vaginal health and vaginal care, and this is, going to the OBGYN is not really as important when you're not sexually active, but once you become sexually active, there is just a world of things that unleash with that. So you want to make sure that you find yourself a good OBGYN that you could trust, because they do answer so many questions that you may have down the line in terms of like sex, in terms of vaginal health, in terms of STDs that a lot of people don't like to talk about, and they literally have the answers. They're professionals that you could always come up to them and ask them anything. So if you are a girl and you are sexually active, as soon as you become sexually active, you do not have to tell your parents that you're gonna do this. They keep like confidential. I think there's like Planet Health, what's the name of that thing? I know that there's places where young kids could go if they don't want to ask their parents and let their parents know, and you don't have to have a parent there with you. And just be smart and be safe and go get tested if you are sexually active. Don't go out here just trusting what anybody says, and just take care of yourself. How often should you be getting a pap smear? Another thing that a lot of girls are not doing, and it's insane to me. I always grew up, my mom, you know, just being so regular with going to the doctors, and you know, she would always tell us about like pap smears, and I just always had a lot of questions. So the best time to start getting pap smear is, again, when you are sexually active. Once you become sexually active, and you typically get a pap smear once a year, but depending on your doctor, depending on your personal health, and depending on case-to-case scenarios, some people get them every 6 months, some people get them every year, some people get them every 2 years. It just depends on what the doctor will advise for you, but they are extremely important because within a pap smear, you get tested, and you know, they just make sure that your overall health in there is looking good, that you don't have any weird tumors or anything like that. Well, you just never know, and these are things that you will not know until you go and see a professional. So typically once a year. Should you be using tampons or pads? This is a personal preference thing. I didn't start using tampons until later on, until I literally became like, tampons are new to me. I did not, let me just say it like this, I did not use tampons until I was in my mid-20s, and that was just a personal preference. I grew up in a household full of girls. My sisters never wore tampons. My mom didn't ever wear tampons. Wow, I'm getting really personal. My mom never wore tampons. I never wore tampons. To me, it just didn't seem like something that I wanted to do. I didn't want to put something up there, and it just didn't seem the most natural thing to do. Now that I've gotten older, I do use tampons. I use a combination of both. So I use tampons, you know, when I'm out in the day and I'm going out, and then obviously when you go to bed, you want to use a pad. It's something that a lot of girls could have questions with. First of all, tampons or pads, you use your personal preference. But when it comes to sleep, using a tampon to go to bed is not the smartest thing to do. I don't even think you should be doing that. To be honest, I don't even think that should be a thing. So I would just do my own research on this, ask your OBGYN what to do. But personally, using a tampon while you sleep is not the healthiest, and it could be very dangerous because there is a type of infection that could be fatal if you leave a tampon in for a certain amount of time. So just get well informed with that. Tampons are intended to be used for a period of time, a short period of time. They're not intended to be left in there for hours. And when you're sleeping and you're just sleeping. You know what I'm saying? So don't put a tampon in and leave a tampon in while you're sleeping. Just take it out and put a pad, and it's better to be safe than sorry. That could cause you an infection, and there's just really crazy things that could happen because of sleeping with a tampon on. So ask your provider, ask an OBGYN, ask a professional, and just do your research on that. Shaving or waxing down there. I love waxing and I preach waxing. I started waxing down there years ago, like years ago, and it has been such a game changer, and I never went back. First of all, the amount of like ingrown hairs that you get when you're shaving, the hair grows back within like 2 days of you shaving it, and it's so inconvenient. Not only that, but hair is a perfect place for odor and bacteria to build up in that area. As we all know, down there it's just an area that loves to produce odor, it loves to produce bacteria. If you're working out and all that good stuff, I would always recommend waxing. Again, that is a personal preference thing. If you're a type of person that has been shaving your whole life, or you tried out shaving and you like it, then and it works for you, then go ahead. For me, I love waxing. I feel like it just keeps everything nice and clean, and I don't have to worry about hair down there for a good 2 months. So if you're somebody that's never waxed before, give it a try. I think you'll really like it. If you're somebody that's not interested in it, then just keep shaving. There's no right or wrong with it. What to know before you have sex. Listen, this is something that every young girl and young guy should know before they have sex. Sex is a very intimate and a very, I don't want to say important act, but it is a very intimate act that just has a huge amount of information that you should know. First of all, if you're somebody that's never had before, do your research on STDs and get well informed on what are the things that are out here in the world that people don't talk about. A lot of people just talked about the main ones that we hear, like herpes, HIV, gonorrhea, chlamydia. They just talk about those things. But there are so many other STDs out there that you won't even know that somebody has it by looking at them. So before you even think about doing the act with somebody, do your research on how you could keep yourself safe, how you could keep somebody else safe, and just what are the things that you should be knowing about just sex as a whole. It is not just a careless act that you should be doing with anybody. You should not just be giving up your body to just anybody, because it is a very intimate act that could be a good thing when it's done the right way, but could also have a huge impact in your health if you are not taking the right precautions, or if you don't even know the person that you're doing this with. So before you even think about that, make sure you do your research, make sure you keep yourself safe, and just look at all the methods that you could keep yourself safe. Just look at all the diseases that are out there. I'm the type of person that I'm gonna scare you before you even think about it. When my sisters go out, I'd be like, don't go kissing anybody because you don't know if that person has this. Don't go doing this because you don't know. Like, I'll scare you so much that by the time you are done with the day, you don't even want to do anything. And that is a good thing, because there's a lot of people out there that have things that are very selfish, that they're well aware that they have something, and they'll go ahead and do an act with you, and then they'll pass it on to you. And that is very unfair. So don't be somebody that's caught blindsided. Make sure you do your research. Make sure you know how to protect yourself, because the only person that's going to care about you and vouch for you is yourself. Once you have something, that is it. So that goes hand in hand with having your OBGYN. If you do decide to do a sexual act with somebody, get an OBGYN and get yourself tested and make sure that you are keeping yourself healthy and safe for both parties. Question is going to be about skincare. And this is how to keep your skincare healthy, how to take care of your skin in your early teens. What can you do to take care of your skin in your early teens, moving into your mid-20s and mid-30s? The best thing that you could do for your skin and to help you age gracefully is just find yourself a simple skincare routine that is not full of active ingredients. I do not care what these influencers and what social media is trying to fill you with, that you need to have all these retinols and all these active ingredients. Find yourself a simple skincare routine that's going to keep your skin clean, hydrated, and moisturize. So you want to find yourself a good sensitive cleanser, a good cleanser that works for you. It does not have to be from Sephora, from an expensive brand. Find yourself a good moisturizer and a good sunscreen. If you want to add a plus in there, you could add an eye cream. And if you do those 4 steps, that is going to help your skin age gracefully. Sunscreen is an important tool that a lot of people do not talk about, and we want to start using it once we're in our mid-20s. But you want to make sure you're taking care of your skin as soon as possible, because everybody goes out in the sun. We all get sun exposure, and the sun is what's going to cause wrinkles and hyperpigmentation. So that is the best way to just take care of your skin so you can age gracefully. You guys, this is the end of the video. I missed you guys so much. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And let me know if you liked this video, if it was helpful, and I would do a part 2 with questions that you guys have. Remember, I am like a big sister here online. Anything that I said is just things that I wish I knew when I was younger in my experience. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.